We've all been building wrong, so let's go over our terrain tools, sculpting tools, and get a nice refresher for how to start building properly again. It's really easy, guys, just bear with me and let's get into it. Alright, for starters, we have 4 tools. We have the soften tool, the raise lower tool, the level tool, and the slope tool. They're all really different in how you use them, but you can kind of use them all together to achieve a perfect build. A lot of people will just place a building down and then try and soften the edges around it, and it ends up looking like this. We don't want that. That's terrible to drive over. It looks bad, it looks lazy, and it honestly drives me nuts. So the best way to go about placing a building on a hilly slope or anything like that is level the area first. You do need to level an area much bigger than the building that you're going to place, but it does help out in the end. So you can see here we leveled out a big space, and then we're going to hit it with that soften tool. Now I always start with the lightest soften tool first to kind of get a nice base, and then I'll turn it up a little bit if it's not achieving a perfect slope or getting everything looking nice. So we'll carefully go around the edges here, try and make it look nice, just moving back and forth, trying to get a nice natural looking slope and ground, really. So this back area is a little bit rough here. We're going to put a little bit more work into it, but it isn't unrealistic to have a hill behind a building, so don't worry too much about it. As long as you hit it with the soften tool and try, it totally will change the look of your builds. This is the quickest way to make a build look much better, guys. So you can see here when we place this building, it's actually going to place flat and look much better. You could literally drive a vehicle straight into that. There is a little bit of a rough area kind of down in this corner here, so we are going to tap that with the soften, but it's much easier to do it this way than going back after you place the building and trying to fix all of those edges. It just looks much more natural, and you can also go back and still tap up the sides and really make sure that it looks good. Now when you place grass, it is going to cover this perfectly, so you won't really see any of those rough lines. So that's not really a concern. Don't really worry about that. Just, get it placed on nice level ground. So you can see here, I will try and tap this with the soften tool, and it will look much worse than the other one. It's just really how it is. You just have to take your time, guys. It doesn't let you use the soften tool, the level tool, anything like that up close to buildings. So you can see here, none of those spaces, it was actually working. So I did have to move it out just a little bit, and we did get some of it kind of softened up. There's spaces that it really wouldn't let me get to though, and it just doesn't look as good. You can see that bump on the outside there. There's going to be some ridges on the back. It just doesn't look great, guys. You can do it this way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not doubting your ability to do it this way. You can do it. You can do anything in this game. But if you want it to look natural and actually flow, be able to, go over it with tractors and trailers even, you're definitely going to want to do it with the leveling first, placing the building, hitting it with the soften tool, and just trying to take your time before getting ahead of yourself. When you start placing buildings and placing things on the ground, it sometimes does make it so you can't edit that ground anymore. So try and do your groundwork before placing anything. Now let's say that you want to make a pond. We'll make a quick little pond here. We're going to use the raise lower tool. I put it on the circle, and I did make it the strongest setting. Making it that strongest setting will just drop it down quicker. And we're just going to go decently deep. So this is how I do ponds. I make it really deep. I pull out that soften tool and I use it on the lightest setting because it's going to pull that ground up really, really fast. The soften tool works by taking everything from the center and spreading it out to the edges. So anything in that circle or square, depending on what side or what shape you're using, will just get pushed out to the edges and spread out evenly. So when you put it in the center here, it's going to pull that center up and start pulling it and pushing it to the sides. So be very careful. That's why we use the softest tool. If you don't, it's going to pull that straight up and you're going to have to re-lower the ground to get it to look good even. So we are going to just grab our natural river and pond pack here and throw some water in here quickly. Now, If I were actually making a pond and using this space, I would probably lower that backside a little bit more, but it could look good if you do some rocks or even a waterfall. There is a waterfall mod that you could place a waterfall back on that hill, and it would look really, really cool at the back of your build or your farm. So you can see here, we're just going to try a couple different water sizes just to get one that fits. You want to be sure it's not glitching out the front, the back, the sides, or anything like that. But you can see we actually have it looking pretty good. And as I said, you could do a waterfall up top here down into that little lake. So you could have a private fishing lake or pond, anything like that. It's really neat, guys, and not that hard to do. Don't overcomplicate this stuff. Remember, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. No offense. It's just one of the mottos I live by. So let's say you want to do an underground man cave. So what we're going to do is we're going to level this entire area here. Once again, always level a space way bigger than you need. That's so important for building. So important. That's honestly like one of the most important things, is work with more space than you actually need. It'll just make things look better in the end and make it easier to drive over. You have to remember, you might have flat ground around your shop, but how are you going to get a semi and a trailer up to it? So make sure that you have enough space to work with, otherwise that can come back and fight you when you start placing buildings and getting near the end of your build. And nothing's worse than getting near the end of a build and realizing that you can't fit a truck through there, or you can't fit a tractor through there. So you can see here, since we have more of an aggressive slope at the back, we really are going to have to turn up that soften tool and work it back and forth and just go around. And I didn't speed up this video, do any extra cuts or anything like that on purpose, so you guys could see kind of how long I actually take doing some of these things. When using the soften tool, it's not a quick tool. Take your time with it. Go over it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times if you have to. Go over it until it feels right, and you will be much happier with your build in the end. I promise you that. And you can see here, that is an aggressive slope there, but you could drive a vehicle up that with no problems. It's not going to be bumpy or anything extra. It's going to drive really nice up that. So let's say we want to do an underground man cave. We're going to just start lowering the ground. Now, I kind of know how deep to go. If you want to check it, I do have videos that explain this in detail and show you. I'm just showing you the terrain tools here. So after you get it lowered to a point that you're happy with, hit that level tool. And you can see here, I am going to have this sitting on level for so long. I don't let off of the level button for a minute here, guys. You'll see how long I actually hold it here. Now, the reason for that is getting the edges perfectly squared away. The longer you hold it here, the more perfectly it's going to square away. Now, just like with the soften tool, this starts in the center and works its way out when it's leveling. So if you hold it there longer, it's going to get the edges perfectly smooth and the walls are going to be much straighter. So right there, that's finally when I let go of that A button, or whatever it is for PlayStation. I play on Xbox. Sorry, I don't know what button it is for PlayStation. I can't remember the button. But you can see how squared away those corners are. That would be perfect for placing my walls of a man cave. Now, if we want to do slope, I usually do the square one size bigger than the smallest. And then you can see here, there's an X in the center of that square. That's super important. That X in the center of your square is the set point. So you get that X right in the corner of where you need your slope to end, and you press X or square depending on what console you're on. It's X for Xbox, square for PlayStation. After you press it one time, you move straight out from that point and you start holding A. A is going to pull up a percentage on your screen. Do not let go of A, whatever you do. This entire time here, you have to hold A. If you let go, you have to restart, which would mean re-leveling that area and resetting it up and restarting. Easy to do, not a big deal, but that is so important that you do not let go of A and hold it the entire time. You know it's working if obviously your slope is being created, and if you can see that percentage number on the screen. When you see that percentage number, that's your percentage of slope or grade, whatever you want to call it. That's what you're looking for. That makes this all possible. So just take your time and go slow. Once again, just like when we're leveling out the bottom of the man cave, It's very important to go slow here, don't let go, and just take your time. The longer you take here, the easier it's going to be to put retaining walls and do the fit and finish of your driveway down to your man cave. So just go slow with it, take your time, don't get in a rush. I didn't speed this video up just so you guys can literally see the amount of time that actually goes into just the terrain side of it. But if you take your time on this part, take your time with the walls, take your time with the slope going down, everything will look so much better in the end and work so much smoother. So just take your time, guys. That's very important. I know I've repeated that way too many times. I'm getting annoyed at myself at this point, but it's so important that you remember. Don't forget it. Now you can see at the top of this slope, I should have started with some level ground up there, but I will kind of show you a quick, easy way to fix that up before the end of this video. And we will also do another slope before the end of this video as well, just once again showing you slope again. It's kind of a tricky one to learn, but once you learn it and you figure it out for that first time, you'll go, aha, I get it, and you're never going to struggle again. So let's say that you do mess up the entrance to the slope up top like that. You could either redo the entire thing if you wanted, or you can pull out your soften tool, guys. Just move very, very carefully around your soften, around the edges there. And what I'm going to do actually is level the area first. So I go right up to the edge there and get it all leveled and looking good, and kind of bring it out to the sides so it's not, you know, too close to the edge. That soften tool, once again, is going to pull those edges and kind of make it look goofy if you're not careful. So be very, very careful with this part. Or, once again, you could just redo this entire slope and not even have to deal with this. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to hit this area a little aggressively with the soften. I'm not too worried about that spot there. But the closer we get to the entrance of this man cave, the more careful I need to be. So you can see here, we're just slowly moving up, and right on that side there, it will get a retaining wall if I were to be doing this as a man cave. So I wouldn't be worried about that little bump. That's going to be completely covered by the retaining wall. No sweat with that one. We are okay. Now on this side, you can see I do kind of go a little too far right here, and it does start to create a ripple and look really weird. So what I end up doing is actually just kind of hitting the top of the slope there and making it like an extra little turn-in area. Let's say that you've, I don't know, I kind of figured that would work the exact same. It doesn't look bad. And you can still take the retaining wall here, put a corner on it, and work it all the way down, and you don't have to worry at all. Now, this is all getting deleted after this, so I'm not too concerned about how this looks. I have videos where I do take my time and show you step by step, going slow, exactly how to make it look good. This is just really a terrain tool video showing you exactly how to do it and not to be scared of it. Don't sweat the terrain tools. They're actually really easy to do once you learn them, and they really will transform your builds if you're careful with them. Just don't be scared of them, guys. It's okay. Alright, so we're going to delete that out. We don't really care enough. This is just getting deleted the second this video is done. But I do want to show you guys one more time that slope tool. So we're going to pull out this slope tool again. I was going to do it in that corner right there, but it's kind of shaded. So scrap that. I was going to do it in this corner right there, but shaded. Scrap that. So we're going to do it in this corner. Now this corner does have less area up top, so it does have to be a more aggressive slope. So we're going to set that slope target point with X or square, move straight out from it, hold A. You can see our number, percentage, grade, slope, whatever you want to call it, on the screen, and we just slowly move back towards the end. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, no sweat, no worries. Just take your time. But you can see here now we have two perfect slopes into this entrance. I would have to hit that edge up there just a teeny bit with the soften tool right up at the top, but that's not a big deal. That's an easy fix and not hard to do. But you can see here another slope that is perfect, no sweat, really quick. It's not hard, guys. Just keep that in mind, and if you like what you're seeing here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if this video helped you. If you guys are interested in coming and hanging out in any of my dedicated servers, I do have 2 dedicated servers for the community that are cross-play, free to play, and free to join. Discord link is down below. Come hang out. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, guys.